This is Mike Steinberger with your weekly market update for June 28th, 2024. Market update today is going to be based pretty heavily on the report that came out this morning. It's the acreage report for Planet Acres. The market read that the USDA reported that corn acres were up higher than expectations. Bean acres were down a little bit. So obviously that kind of converted to corn going down. Beans were up a little bit during the session and then ended up closing down. Ended the week for corn at $3.97 1/4. Beans closed at $11.50 1/2, and wheat closed at $5.53 1/2. So looking at all that for the week, obviously not very good news on the corn aspect. Beans, maybe had a little bit of pop from it, maybe a bit of a sell-off of the bit it did jump up. I think at one point it was up like 18 cents and kind of petered off at the end of the day. Old crop corn, new crop corn, again, everything's kind of trading pretty heavily off a weather market as well. So reports have been, the eastern part of the corn belt got some rains that they needed. Western part, everything still looks good. I've heard some people tell me that they drive out in those areas and it's looking like a pretty good crop. I know there's a lot not planted by us, but we're kind of a drop in the ocean. So kind of see how that affects things and all the flooding out in Minnesota and everything. I would assume at some point would come into consideration on the report, or the excellent rating report. So kind of keep an eye on that. And if we do have a good crop like that, it's a pretty good time now to start maybe positioning yourself for what could potentially be pretty bearish in a down price this year. It's already down low enough where it's hard to stomach the price of corn as it is. Wheat's kind of in the same boat, and beans, you can maybe handle the bean price, but it still ain't as good as it could be. So, everybody, I encourage you to, maybe start marketing a little bit here and there if you don't have enough marketed. Just keep an eye on your crops, and if you think you got some more you could move at some point or lock in comfortably, I would consider that at this point, just because of it could get worse. And that's the way usually when the market starts going down like this, that's how people start to process it and look at it. It can only go up from here, but sometimes it doesn't. So, I'm not saying put all your eggs in that basket, but it's a good time to kind of position yourself where you could potentially, catch something. Maybe Monday we get a little bounce back and start looking at things there going forward. So, yeah, keep your heads up and hope you have a great weekend.